Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. We're going to be playing some Furia today, Damage Furia to be specific. I've been meaning to get to this one for a little while now. I've covered a bunch on the channel already in the past couple of months, but mainly as a healer or as a hybrid. As I'm sure you're able to tell from the title or the thumbnail, we're going to be playing way more as a damage today. I'm still going to be healing a little bit. I'm not going to lock myself off of using the right click. I am still going to be healing, but the focus from like the talent and the build and also the playstyle is going to be way more on damage than it usually would. So yeah, for the talent, we'll obviously be grabbing Exterminate, Solar Blessing and Cherish are usually better choices, but obviously if you're going for damage, this is what you want to grab. Same thing with the loadout. Usually you're better off going for a different sort of thing with Furia because she does work quite well as a kind of main healer who also outputs a little bit. But if for whatever reason you want to go all in on damage, then this is probably what I'd recommend, and it does work surprisingly well. This card is really key and I never see anybody use it. Don't want to over explain it too much because I'm sure those of you guys that watch my stuff already kind of know how Furia's meter works, but it did get a pretty significant nerf in this update or a patch ago, I can't even remember. So it basically degens a lot faster, but with this card you generate 30% whenever you hit somebody with your Q, which usually isn't too often. Obviously if you're going for a healer setup, even if you don't go for Solar Blessing, usually you're not hitting the enemy too much with your Q, but with this setup you're trying to do as much as physically possible and you're completely buffing it out, so the card makes a ton of sense. Even level 1 is really useful, level 2 is probably enough, and level 3 is a little bit overkill, which is why we have it at that level in the setup. It doesn't trigger the way you think it does reading it from the card. I'm assuming if you've never seen the card before, like I did before I tried it out, you'd assume just the first time you hit somebody with their Q, no matter how many times you take them or how long they're in it, you just get that 130%, but weirdly enough, for whatever reason, it works way better than that because it actually has its own kind of internal timer at like half a second or a second. I think it's more than a second though because it ticks pretty damn quickly. You gen 30%. 30% is pretty much your full bar. For some reason 30% is like a full bar and Furious thing, even though you'd assume 30% would add up to 90. It seems like it's the full thing after 3 ticks. There's a bunch of weird stuff with how Furious Beam works. I'm not going to go too much into it, but basically all you need to know is that it ticks a bunch of times and you combo that with the extra stun and the fact that you're keeping somebody in it, because usually, you know, you stun them and then the beam keeps going. If you go for Exterminate, you trigger this card a ton of times, which makes it ridiculously good. Obviously we'll show it off when we jump into a match, but you can easily fill your meter just by hitting one person with your Q, which is obviously really important because it buffs your attack speed massively. For the rest of the setup, we have a bit of ammo, a bit of an increased radius to the Q, reset on the Q with the right click because we are still going to be healing, and that is a way more consistent way of getting reset than relying on the F like we used to have to do before this card was a thing. Obviously, if you do want to rely less on your team, you can still go for this card. It technically resets it for more because it gives you a actual reset for every one of the ticks and you throw out 3, so you can technically get a 12-second cooldown reset on your Q, which you don't really need, to be honest. With the setup we've got now, it's more than enough reset. I don't think cooldown is really the problem. The problem is actually just landing the beam, so I'm going to stick to this. For me, the most important part was just having full meter when you stun somebody and just when you're around the enemy, so as long as you're landing your beam, you will have full meter regardless of your team, and the reset you still need the team for, but that doesn't matter anywhere near as much. I did a bit of a bad job of explaining that, but hopefully you get what I mean. I think that's it. We also have a bunch of extra duration on the stun, pulling it from 1 to 1.6 seconds, which is pretty big. But yeah, there we go. That is the intro and the explanation out of the way. We'll go ahead and just jump into a game 1. Going to be probably sticking to TDM and Onslaught. You could technically still do this in the Siege, but you're going to be better off going for the more casual modes where you don't really have to worry about healing as much. Anyway, for game 1, we've got TDM, Dragon Arena. I went ahead and switched up the skin to the Soulfire one. Feel like I've barely used this or shown it off on the channel, so I guess we should use it in this one. For the teams, we've got an Amani, a Xin, a Moji, and a Buck. I'm up against the Leon, a Tiberius, another Furia, and a Ram. Did I read that out right? I think I might have missed Xin. I'm not sure, but those are the teams. You can see them. I don't know why I even read them out. Went ahead and also started with some Chronos. Items don't massively matter, but I guess Chronos should be kind of helpful. I couldn't even really see where the beam was going there because of my one as a heal for the Buck. Pretty sure I did hit somebody with the stun though. There's a heal for the Moji. My beam has really weird effects on it. I definitely am just not used to this skin. I think I just got myself killed. What I was trying to say is that items don't massively matter. Cauterize and Chronos obviously important because of the thing we're going for. 4 talents. We've got Bounce House, Primary, Smolder, Boom, Yomi, Exterminate on their Fury. Kind of interesting. Earth Splitter, Vicious Assault, and Eminence. I should not be reading out talents. I should be trying to heal the team. I threw a lucky beam over to the left. Are we going to get anybody with that one? Kind of wish I went for a normal healer setup here because I feel like I'm letting them down a bit. Just waiting to see if anybody comes through the portal. Hello Xin. That kind of messed me up, but I think we can kill him before he gets into his build up. Yep, there's an F for some extra damage. I nearly survived and got both of them. We got rid of the Xin at least. I imagine if I'd have kept my beam, we would have been fine. There we go. We still got revenge, even though I literally just respawned. We'll hit a heal on the Buck and go ahead and pop an ult as well. I had to spam that for a while. There we go. We got the beam onto the Ram. Took like half his health off alongside the Amani. Heal for the Moji. I'm just going to go towards the middle. We'll go ahead and drop a heal on her. Throw a beam for the Leon. As soon as we hit anybody with this, it's going to be a pretty much insta-kill because of how ridiculous this setup is. That is obviously as long as we're paying attention to whoever we're beaming. That is me dead to the Leon. Did I even hear a sound effect for that? I don't think I did. Maybe I was just talking over it, but I could barely even hear the Leon because I think she was too far away, and then she just took all of my health off. Nice. Ram is just here in the middle. I hit him with a beam. Xin went for the ult. I have no idea what just happened. I got massively slowed because I think I got hit by something from the Tiberius. I think I might be dead. Okay, there's the Tiberius. I tried to throw out a beam. He's definitely doing the best so far on this. I think I've died like 3 or 4 times to him and not really to anybody else. So Amani went ahead and popped the ult, trying to get a heal to this Moji. There we go. The Amani Dragon is dead. We hit a beam on the Ram, but he's not going to get killed because no one's looking at him. But the reason we're getting screwed here is because we're not really playing like a team. Everyone's doing their own thing, and it kind of sucks. There goes a Tiberius. There we beamed him and got rid of him. Go through the portal, hit somebody with a heal before I left. There's one for the Zin. Don't know if they're going to come through. Okay, there we go. I guess they are. We just got a pretty big stun. There's some shots for Liliane. She's gone. Heal for somebody who's going to throw out another beam, but wasn't really expecting 4 of them to come through at once. That feels like that was intentional, but there is the defeat. Well deserved win for them. They played well, but that game was definitely not an even one. I mean, I'd say the setup worked fine for 732k, 30k. Quite happy with that. We had, what, 3rd top damage and top healing. That's fine by me. Emoji struggled quite a bit. So did Armani, so did Azin, so did the Buck. I wish I was going for full healer there, but it probably would have helped out the team a little bit more, but it definitely wouldn't have been enough for us to win. For their side, their Fury did okay. Their Ram did pretty good. He only had 1 death. Their Tiberius also did a really good job. So did the Lian. The Zin did pretty average, but none of them did badly, and a couple of them do definitely stand out. Shoutouts to Pavel234666. That was the Tiberius. For game 2, we got TDM Stealth for Junction. Did Q for TDM on Onslaught, but I guess it just gave me double TDM. Shoutouts to Ahmed Moa. I'm guessing I say that. There's the Charlene. We've also got a Victor, a Buck, and a Sky. And then for the enemy team, against a Genos, a Sky Emoji, a Maeve, and a Nessa. So pretty even stuff. Again, as far as I can tell, we were missing a tank in game 1, but this one is pretty much the same. As I'm sure you were able to tell in game 1, as soon as we land that beam, our meter is basically full, like ridiculously quick because of how fast that card ticks. We've got Shrapnel, Debilitate, Ensnare, Recurve, Reposition 2, Luminary, Debilitate again, and then Catberg, but there's a heal for the Victor. Never mind. I feel like Kenneth just got a free double. We'll throw the beam over, gonna F myself back. No, I'm not. I just got shot midway through my F. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Maybe I was a bit out of the doorway when I was using it. I don't know. I mean, fair enough. I guess there's some shots for the Maeve. We'll hit him with a heal, finish her off. Got a stun on the Moji, full meter. There we go. Just bursted through it. Try and dodge the Fury. I knew she was there. That's why I was trying not to peek, but I didn't realize she was paying attention to the left side. Gonna go ahead and pop the ult. I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but there's not really any point in me saving it. Might as well just use it whenever. It's a TDM. There's a heal for whoever the hell that was. There's some shots for the Maeve. She's kind of just running around mad. Moji's kind of running in. Not really sure about that one. I don't know if she was trying to emote or not. I think I might have played with him before, but there's a free kill, I guess. That is the... This is going for the ult. We hit her with the beam, but I don't think anybody's there to finish her off. We'll pop the F. Heal the Charlene. Hello, Moji. There's some shots for you. She's popping the Q. Sure, I'm going to throw a beam. I'm going to try and pop the F, but nope, I was too busy doing my animation for my Q. I guess we still took out the Moji, so it wasn't too bad. There's only one who died. We did stun the Moji. She's going around this way. Okay, she is gone. I don't know why I'm having to finish everybody off when we have like a Victor and stuff looking at people, but okay, there is a beam that did stun, and she is out. I think she must have some resilience, though, because that was really quick. Charlene finished her off, though. Nice. She must have something. Yeah, she's got resilience 3. That explains a lot. Heal for the Charlene. Throw the beam onto the Moji. She's gone. Heal for the Buck. Even though I am going for damage setup here, I feel like I am having to heal for quite a bit just because the team really needs it. We'll throw Q. Heal for the Charlene. That was totally who I was trying to get. Good one game. That is the Moji behind me. We'll pop the F to go over. Kind of wish I saved my beam, but I guess it's fine. This Moji's on like no health. I'm just trying to not die too. The Kinessa, there's a heal for her. Get rid of the mine. We'll throw a Q over. Heal for the Charlene again. We did stun somebody. Okay, there's Genos. I guess you're here. Thank you for the free one. I guess I'm 200 health there. I really wish I had some sort of self-heal. There is a beam, but I am gone. Scored a kill for the Victor though, and Sky also got rid of the Sky. This game's a mess. As well pop the ult. We're pretty much at the end of the game here. There are 2 kills off. Heal for Victor. Throw a Q over. Maybe we can get rid of the Sky as long as I can track her if she invises. Never mind. I guess I'll just finish her. I mean, at least we made a bit of a recovery here at the end. I just hit somebody, I think, on the top. I don't know. There's a heal for the Sky. I feel like somebody's going to drop down any second. We'll throw another one onto her. But there we go. There is the defeat. We managed to recover a bit at the end, but obviously we were going to lose it. They were like 2 kills off for like 2 or 3 minutes. We went 8-7-9, 37k, 34k. Very similar set to what we had in the last one. I feel like that's kind of what you expect with this. Shouts to our Charlene and also their Moji and possibly their Maeve. As for the rest of the stats, the Sky struggled quite a bit there. 12k is really low. Same thing with the Bug. Charlene did fine, but he did die a lot more than everybody else there. The Victor did, I guess, the best. For their side, Kinessa did a pretty good job. The Sky, not so much. The Genos are pretty solid. Same thing with the Moji, and then the Maeve definitely did the best there by quite a bit. 18,665k. Props to her. She pretty much carried their side. Right, well, for game 3, we got Onslaught Foreman's Rise. We got a Grok, we got a Nando, a Lian, and a Ceres. Shoutouts, I think it was, to the Grok in the chat. Then for the enemy team, up against an Amani, a Moji, a Barrack, a Fury, and a Maeve. This time around, we do have 2 extra supports, which might switch stuff up a little bit. This way, we can definitely go for full damage. Not have to worry about healing anywhere near as often. We'll go ahead and grab Exterminate, and then the setup, of course, we'll start with some Cauterize this time instead of some Chronos. 2 of the guys from the last couple of games are on their side, the Amani and the Moji. For talents, we've got Agony, so another set of stuns. We've got Maelstrom, so he's going for damage as well. Alacrity, Aegis, Rogue's Gambit, Solar Blessing, Fortify, Scamper, 2, and then Pyromania. Sure, we're going to go run on to the point, throw out a beam, see if we can get lucky with it. Nice, I hit both of them. What an actual god tier beam. I don't know how I landed that heal there. Is the F for some damage. Can I just land that on on you, please. Oh my god, I have to reload, but that is fine. There's a heal for the Nando. Back's going to probably try and finish me here, so I'm going to play kind of safe. Maybe it's probably going to get me. I threw out a beam, but I'm on literally 100 health here. Yep, there we go. I'm just kind of waiting for my death. Throw a beam in that direction, see if we hit anybody. I think I actually did just clip 2 people. She's going over this side. Okay, oh, I thought I'd had a free one then, but the Fury tried to heal at the last second. She is still gone. Throw a beam through for the Moji. Actually landed it. Is she going to be dead to that? No. Am I going to push in to try and get rid of her here? I feel like I should. There we go. That is probably going to use my ult there to stop myself from dying, but it's whatever. We got a trade. I don't really mind. Left myself backwards. Go for the ult. That was a bit of a late play. I wish I did that a little bit earlier. There goes the Maeve though. Through the beam through. Missed the Fury by like a little bit. Did hit the barrack turret though, but obviously it doesn't stop on those. Heal for the Leanne. I'm dead to the Amani. Sure, I thought she was on right side for some reason, but I guess not. Heal for the Nando. Sure, get rid of the turret. Might as well finish him off. Yeah, Nando both just died to the Mine Dragon. I thought she was middle, but nope, she was on right side. We'll go ahead and grab some more Chronos. Moji ulted the Grok. I think I'm dead. Nope, never mind. Double stun. Thank you for a free one for lining up with me there, guys. Okay, I just got rid of the Maeve and the Moji for free. There goes the Amani. Cool. Seems like a pretty even game so far. I'm getting quite lucky with the stuns. It's also a pretty good map for it. Threw a beam hoping we'd get lucky and scan somebody on the top, but I don't even know where they are. Throw a beam through there. Okay, I guess Moji was just waiting at the top. I didn't even know that was where she was. I thought she was kind of still up there somewhere. We'll pop the ult, pushing in. There's a heal for you. Throw a beam through to the Maeve. Oh, she dashed at like the last second. She nearly got clipped by that. More shots onto the barrack. Whole team's on him here. He's definitely dead, although nobody's on the point, which is kind of bad. Fury's up top. Fury's up top. I'm going to throw a beam on the right side, see if we can get lucky with it. There we go. Nice. Just clipped the Amani with the beam as well. She's got tons of CC reduction though. Okay, hello barrack. Sorry, I was trying to look at items. I got kind of distracted. We'll throw a beam over again. He's popping his F. Throw a beam through there. Their Fury went for the ult. I'm trying to heal the Nando here. I did clip a couple of them. Heal through to the Leanne. Nice. We'll throw a beam through so we can hit somebody. No, I guess that missed. Just kind of chilling here on the bottom. We'll throw another beam through, see if we get lucky. There we go. I've clipped him like freaking 6 times now. Gonna go ahead and pop the ult and make the jump up here. I don't know if that's a good play or not. We'll throw through the beam. That is the back going for the ult. I think that was to stop me, maybe. I don't know. He's still just there. A bit weird. Throw a beam through. Maybe we'll be able to finish him off with that. No, I think I missed it. Somehow I didn't get hit by the Fury one. I feel like I was totally in that right there, wasn't I? I feel like I was totally in that one. I don't know how it just went through me, but okay. Barrack turret at the top. It's whatever. We'll just throw a beam. I was going to hit him in the face, but I didn't realize he was so low. Finish off the Moji. Well done. Hello, Maeve. I guess you're also here. My meter is really low, so my fire rate sucks. I nearly got myself killed because of that. Wasn't really paying attention to the score, but I guess we nearly tripled them. Moji went for the ult, but she's dead. Thank you, Grok, for saving my ass. I guess I'm just in cookie form for a little bit. Heal for the Nando, and there is the victory. I really wasn't paying attention, but we did nearly triple their score. They were on like 150. We just went and obviously hit 400. I feel like that went really, really quickly, but yeah, I guess we'll go through the stats for the last match. 13, 4, 19. Definitely did the best in that one. A very similar stat to what we had in the first 2 games. A very hybrid still type of thing for everybody else's stats there. The Grok did a pretty solid job. Very similar to what we had, but with slightly less healing. The Ceres is also on a very similar thing. The Leon did pretty good, and so did the Nando. Solid team overall. For their side, Amani did pretty good. The Fury did alright. The Moji struggled a little bit, but didn't do too bad. The Barrack was probably the most annoying for me, but didn't really do all that crazy. And then the Maeve, I guess, was a bit under average overall. Had a bit of a janky team. I think we did pretty good though. Definitely recommend you go ahead and give it a go. Not necessarily in a siege. Would probably avoid siege with this one. Definitely stick to TDM and Onslaught. You can have a bit of a better time with it. This card is incredibly clutch. I would highly recommend you also have this in the setup. Even if you're not going for damage, it is still really useful. You're just not going to trigger it as often. But if you are going for damage, you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice by not rocking this card level 1 or 2 in your setup. Overall, the setup worked really well. The stun duration is the one I'm not really sure if I'd still have in the setup. You could get away with chucking something else in there and still getting the same sort of thing. But as you saw in our games today, Damage Furia as a whole gets pretty massively countered by Resilience. It pretty much counters everything you're doing with your loadout, and it also counters your talent. So it is kind of hard to recommend if you're in like a serious situation, which is why I say like avoid siege. In TDM and Onslaught, people don't grab Resilience anywhere near as much, and if you have a CC heavy team, then that's really the only situation where you're going to have to deal with it. But as I'm sure you also saw, if you hit somebody who doesn't have Resilience, you deal kind of mad damage and you hold them there for a really long time. You fill up your meter, it's really strong. But yeah, Resilience is a huge counter to it, which is why it's a bit awkward. But then again, a bunch of setups in Paladins get countered just by one item, so it's not like it's necessarily a thing that's unique. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll of course see you guys all very, very soon. Let me know what you want to see me do next. If you did enjoy the video, and as always, stay frosty.